What's up, everyone? It's Phoenix here, bringing you guys a bit of a review, specifically of Fallout 76. Now, this specific gameplay over here is what I just streamed. My headset is basically busted, so there was no real audio. Again, nothing from me anyway. So I figured I would share my thoughts with you guys by speaking to you guys. Because I have a lot of thoughts about this game. In some ways it's good, in other ways it's not so much. The graphics, I will say the graphics are amazing. Amazing. Like, that's what Fallout 76 is going to look like, or looks like. I can't wait to see what Elder Scrolls 6 looks like, and Starfield looks like, because those are next-gen games. This is not a next-gen game. In fact, most of it is just EMBs and all that stuff. This is something interesting, something special. Bethesda Game Studios has not released a game quite like this ever. There was ESO, but that was from a different studio, first of all, and second of all, it wasn't this. This isn't really an MMO, but it does feel like it. They promised that you wouldn't be able... Well, they promised you would be able to do this game solo, basically. And to be honest with you, I don't think you can. Yeah, I was just looking at the Atomic Shop. I don't actually know how to redeem that code. I'll figure it out later. But anyways... Not getting distracted. You definitely notice people there. And while they can't do damage to you, they can do damage to your world. Because everyone's in the same world, basically. And when you walk around, you notice people there. And there's no loading screens, but you notice when there's a loading screen. Because there's no loading screen, there's an invisible loading screen, basically. So that can be a little bit interesting. I'm going to skip forward in this gameplay. There's definitely quests to do. Like, there's definitely things to do in the game. In fact, I'm actually going to mute this. There's definitely things to do in this game, okay? One thing that's noticeable is it's really dark when it's dark. I couldn't see a thing in most scenarios. But you definitely noticed when there were people around. Because while, again, you can't attack them until a certain level, and they can't attack you until a certain level, but they can attack the monsters around you. And that's a little bit problematic for me, because I do not like it when NPCs or anyone helps me defeat a monster. Like, I want to be able to do that on my own. I want to be able to do that on my own. But, I can't. Now, there is a pacifist option, and you can keep that on, and they can't do damage to you at all, ever. Even once you get to that level where you can, as long as you have pacifist on, you can't do damage to others, and they can't do damage to you, which is good. That's a good thing. But it also throws me off when there's other people there. Like, I like in Fallout 4 and, Elder Scrolls 5, you don't really... I mean, you notice the NPCs, but they don't really interfere that much. And they're designed to do that because, a lot of people who play single-player games want it to be that way. Now, it's also important to realize the Fallout 76 was never advertised as a single-player game. It was advertised as a game that you could play solo, but it was never said that it was single-player. And you can play this game solo. I mean, you don't have to be a part of a party, but you definitely notice people. Like, even in this gameplay right here, I definitely noticed the bearded samurai, whatever his name is. And I noticed that. And to me, that kind of brings me out of the world that I'm in. And I don't really like that in my games. That's why I don't really play multiplayer, is because I like having that solo adventure, that adventure on my own, but getting to explore the world on my own. And you don't really do that. Once you leave the vault, it is free game. Like, the vault is all yours. But as soon as you leave the vault, you're going to notice people. Even if you play it solo, you are definitely going to notice people around you. And in some ways that's good, in some ways that's bad. It's good in the sense that it livens the world so that you're not the only person there. But it's also bad because I don't necessarily want people messing with the world that I'm building and doing. And caps is definitely a big thing. And because it's multiplayer, there is no pause. When you look at your Pip-Boy or you hit start and look at the map, you are living in this world. There is no stopping this game. So if a ghoul sneaks up behind you, you don't notice it, and you're looking at your map and it starts attacking you. It can do that, and it can kill you. When you die, I think you lose a bit of loot. At least the first time I died, I lost a bit of some loot. So it's almost like you were pillaged or something, but you also wake up in the same spot you were at. Since there's no save point, and there's no saving in this game, and this is me trying to figure out a way to turn off everyone. But you really can't. I mean, this mode is really for PvP. Wait. Hold up. Oh. In pacifist mode, you can't hurt other players and are choosing not to participate in PvP. Other players can still murder you. I don't know how to feel about that. Okay, so apparently, once you get to the proper level where you unlock pacifist mode, you're screwed. If you want to do a solo run and not have people interfering with your world. I don't really understand that. If you have pacifist mode turned on, shouldn't that stay that way? I don't know. You definitely notice people there. You're going to notice people there no matter what you do. And for let me see, when did he start stalking me? I actually have no idea when he started stalking me. But I had this person literally stalking me for 30 minutes at least. It had to be 30 minutes. And I don't really know why he was stalking me, okay? I don't know. I didn't ask him to do it, but he was. And I don't... Except mixing gender. I guess you could technically never level up, and then you won't have to worry about people killing you. So I could have leveled up a long time ago, but I've chosen not to. But that also means I don't get any perks. I think he started stalking me around here. Sleeping. Yeah, there's also no waiting in this game. So when you sleep, you watch yourself sleep. There's no waiting. There's no nothing. There's no loading screens whatsoever. Um, which is both good and bad at the same time. Um, it just means that you kind of have to stare at yourself sleeping, and you can't just like. I don't know if like time travels. I think it travels the same time, so you're literally sleeping for like seconds and then you're rested. Um, but I don't know. When it gets dark out, it gets really dark. I don't know if it's just my TV or anything. Um, trying to find that moment when this person started stalking me. It's like around here. He stalked me for a good like. Yeah, he started stalking me. This guy. This dude right here, he stalked me for a good like 30 minutes. Um or 20 or so. 20 minutes, 25 minutes, I don't know. He stalked me for a while. I'm just gonna run that right here. Um, I noticed it, and then I started like testing him, like seeing how dedicated he was of a stalker. He just kept following me and following me. um, he just kept going, mate. I didn't ask him to. To be fair, I didn't have a mic. But there's also no way of like blocking players or like getting them out of your way. So if they choose to stalk you, you're literally having them follow you for good, however long they want to keep it up. And he definitely stalked me. He just kept following me. I was tempted to find a cliff to run off to see if he would follow me there, but there are no cliffs in West Virginia, so I couldn't do that. The graphics are definitely really good. I mean, this pixelated thing is not good to look at. I'm streaming off an Xbox, so it only gets so good. But on a 4K television or even just a HD television of some sort, it's definitely the graphics are really amazing, and that's a plus. I haven't really looked at the Atom Shop because honestly, I couldn't care less. You also don't start with weapons, and because it's an empty world, there's not really any weapons lying around, so you do have to like kill things in order to get those weapons. That's why I'm carrying an axe, really, because I don't really have that reliable of a gun. There's also no way to like mute people, so you don't hear them speaking into their mics. So they have a microphone if they have a headset. There's no way of muting them, at least not that I can see. I assume if they're in your party, you could probably mute them, but because they're not part of your party, there's nothing. There's nothing. I checked. I looked for something where so that I can mute them or do something. This person was so dedicated. Look at this. Just look at this, okay? This person was so dedicated in stalking me. He just kept at it, and I was just reading this thing right here because I was looking for all of the information that's in the game. Reading the story that has been said. And this guy just like keeps at it. I don't know what he was trying to do. Thank goodness he couldn't actually kill me. This guy just like kept at it in the corner. Like I just like kind of just kept watching him in the corner of my eye while I was still reading this thing. It's kind of funny. I don't really know. I mean, and then all of a sudden, like, see this like explosion, I don't know what the heck he did, but he did something. Right there. It just exploded. I don't really know what he did. I think he, like, shot, like, I don't know, one of those drone thingies or something. But this guy was so dedicated on following me everywhere I went. Like, it's like I was looking for a way to try and get him to leave, but we couldn't find anything. And because this is such a new world, there's no NPCs, obviously. That's what the whole point of this thing was. So there's definitely quests to do. There's, like, tapes to find, and there's, like, environmental stuff, and there's, like, events and things. But if you're looking for, like, a solid story, as far as I can tell, it's all environmental. However, if you have a problem with people interfering with your lives in gaming, this might not actually be the game for you. Because people can definitely interfere. Not with you necessarily, but also with the world around you. I mean, even me, like, some people probably didn't want Mr. Farmhand to be destroyed, and I did that. I just like destroying things, and I'm off in my own world because that's what I do when I play single player games. I go off in my own world, and you can't really do that here. I mean, it's not your world, it's everyone's world. So what you do in that world, it affects what people see and do, and it's kind of cool, but also kind of annoying, especially when it's not you, the one who's controlling everything, and these people are just, like, stalking you. I didn't ask him to stalk me, by the way. He just kept at it for a good, like, 25 minutes. I don't even know what his problem was. Like, it was obvious that he couldn't kill me because I was such a low level. But he just kept at it. And I didn't want to level up because I'm probably not going to level up. Just because I don't want people to be able to kill me. So I'll just do it without the perks, I guess. But I guess this dude, I mean, look at him. Yeah, I don't even know what he was doing. I was trying to get away from these people just so I could go back into my own world. He just kept following me and following me and following me. So that was fun. Like, again, like I said, he followed me for about 20 minutes. So again, like I said, it's not that they can do anything to you, it's just that they can affect the world around you. They are noticeable, and while you can kind of just ignore them and just do your thing, and they do affect the world around you. Like, they can easily go up to a ghoul and kill them, even if, you're clearly attacking them first. They can kind of interfere in that way. And this is when he finally disappeared. Which makes that, like, he started at, okay, maybe it was 10 minutes, okay. It was 10 minutes, he stalked me for a good 10 minutes, but it was still really annoying. But anyways, so that's kind of it. It was definitely annoying to see and have them stalk me. It's a good game in general. I think the idea is very interesting. The fact that everyone affects the world around you. I mean, that's always been sort of a concept for gaming in general. That, people can affect the world around you, and what gets affected stays that way. And that's pretty cool. I just figured that, I don't know. It's not exactly what I expected, but it's also a little bit better than what I expected. I mean, there's areas where it missed and areas where I think it did well. Like, the story aspect, I definitely think is worth investigating and worth playing through. I don't know if I'm going to keep streaming this game, but I might play it on my free time, in my own time, I might actually play and see what the story is. Because you're essentially trying to find the overseer of Fallout 76, or Vault 76, sorry. I think that's essentially like the main premise. That's as far as I could piece together. But there's also side quests, and you get to read these journals and find these things, and that's nice. And you do get to have your own workshops. You have to claim them. You have to clear them and then claim them. It is, I think it's a local server, so there's not too many people there, but there's enough to notice. Like, I don't think there's any way to get a private server at all. Don't think that's a thing. But it's also kind of a cool concept. The good thing about this, okay? And I know not everyone likes the idea of Fallout 76. But the good thing about this, and like E3 in general, was the fact that we were promised that this is going to be the last multiplayer for a while. Okay? If you don't like this style, this game, there's Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 coming out in like just a few years. I mean, whenever next gen happens, it's coming. Like, we know that those games are coming, and those games are going to be, just as good as Skyrim and Fallout 4. It's just going to be in that same style, that familiar Bethesda style. And this definitely has the Bethesda Games Studios touch. Fallout 76 definitely has that little touch, where you know that it came from Bethesda's Game Studios, and not an outside company or studio like Arcane or something, or the people who did ESO. That didn't happen. It's clear that this is from Bethesda Game Studios. There's no denying it. But there's so much work put into this game that I think it could work. I just don't like the idea that people can come in and interfere with my world, just in general. I would rather there be no people involved, no people at all, and just have me in the world, and I just go exploring, killing these monsters and all of that. I don't care for the people around it, but that's just me. There's going to be people who come into this game and really enjoy it because they enjoy those multiplayer feels, and this does solve a lot of what people want from Bethesda Game Studios. They wanted a multiplayer game, and this is what they got. And it's actually good. It's just not for everyone. And I think it's important to know that. But Bethesda Game Studios obviously understands that not everyone is going to be on board with this. Not everyone is going to want this. I think that's why Todd Howard came out at E3 and talked about, all of this. He talked to us, the fans, the loyal fans of Bethesda Game Studios, and he knew exactly what was going to happen when this game came out. People were going to love it, people were going to hate it, just like every other game. This is not a bad game. This definitely is not a bad game. I think there are some areas where it could be improved upon, but honestly, I'm not really sure how, because it is a multiplayer game. It's kind of an MMO, but also not really. It has this sort of MMO feel, but it's a lot smaller than an MMO. It doesn't have that same little, I don't know, you don't take turns doing quests and all that. Everyone affects the world in this world, although you probably are doing the same quests. I don't like this whole currency that's sort of involved with the game, the atomic shop, and it's interesting how they involve caps in it, but also it does kind of suck because I put the camp down, right? Not knowing that it would cost 5 caps to move it again. Like, you can only put it down once, and then afterwards you have to spend 5 caps in order to move the camp. So I just kind of left the camp behind, not knowing that would happen. Again, like I said, the graphics are really good. It looks like they've sort of stepped that up. It looks a lot cleaner, a lot, crispier, and it looks more real. But that's all of the thoughts that I have about this game. Again, it's not a bad game. There are going to be people who love this game. I don't know how I feel about this game right now. I really don't. I came into this game very open-minded. Like, I didn't see anything except the official trailer. When it dropped in E3. That's all I saw. And to me, this game is pretty good. It's not perfect. It's not one of those games, it's not like Skyrim or Fallout 4 in the sense that it definitely has a different feel to it. But it's also very familiar. Like, I understand what Todd Howard meant when he said it's still recognizable. It has the Bethesda Game Studio touch. Not the bugs, but just, like, you can tell that it was from Bethesda Game Studios and not from, who made ESO? I think it was just ZeniMax, right? Or ZeniMax Online, I think it was. Let me just double check. It's so quiet. Let me just double check on that. Yeah, ZeniMax Online. And, like, it's obviously not from that. This is from, like, Todd Howard. And it's obvious that is. And you can see it based on the style and the feel and, like, the little details that they added to this game to make it come alive. It's just not going to be for everyone. If I had to rate this game right now after playing about an hour-ish, give or take a few, I would have actually a hard time rating this because, again, like I said, it depends on the person. If you enjoy multiplayer and you enjoy stuff like Fallout 4 and Elder Scrolls, you're not going to be disappointed about this game. If you don't really like it when you, like, notice people in your game outside of the NPCs, this might be a little bit iffy. But I mean, I'm not that far into it, but I think that the story is at least worth checking out. And, trying to learn. You do have to, read a lot, and you have to listen to the holotapes and go along to understand what happened, why are you here, why, what happened exactly. And that's something that you just have to do. It's very environmental storytelling, where you kind of have to look a lot, and there's, especially since there's no NPCs, it's told mainly through holotapes and terminals, and just reading with those and understanding what's happening. There's little journals left around the world that you can read and understand the story that way. It is definitely a different feel as well. Like, if you're used to playing Fallout and Elder Scrolls, it's a different sort of mechanic. It definitely has some time getting used to, because it's definitely a different feel to it. But I think that everyone should at least try it out. I believe there's a demo that you can play before you get into it, and you don't have to purchase it. Or if you purchase it, you play it for a few minutes, you don't like it, you can honestly sell it and someone will buy it. Although I don't think you're necessarily supposed to resell those games. I mean, you can. I don't know. You just can't sell it as new, basically. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about this game. I don't really have anything else to say about this game. But comment down below what you guys thought. Leave a like on this video if you guys enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe for more content. Let me know what you guys thought about Fallout 76 down in the comments below. Sorry my mic isn't working, or my headset isn't working. So it's a little bit problematic when I'm streaming. But I'm going to have to figure out something. I'll probably go to Best Buy and get like a cheap headset. Or try and get my headset fixed. Honestly, there's just something like wrong with like the like there's just something wrong with the like this little thing from the aux. It's like sort of like bent, and that's what's causing the issues. Like this isn't the cable, but like this aux thing is kind of like bent, and I think that's what's causing it to not work. So I think if I could somehow get that fixed, I don't know where I would go for that. I think it would be okay. So I might have to go and see someone who knows technology to see if I can get that fixed. Because that's honestly the only part that's like broken and we're causing it to break. But it's a major issue because it's not, I don't think it's plugging in all the way. And that's what's causing my mic not to necessarily work. And once I get my mic working, I can't hear anything. So, yeah. Anyways, so that's it. Peace out, guys. It's been a blast. Oh, yeah, my rating. I rate it an 8.6. That's my rating. 8.6 out of 10. Anyways, peace out, guys. It's been a blast.